It happens at the worst possible times. You are trying to sleep, or you are in the shower, or you are just sitting in silence, doing nothing. And suddenly, a conversation from 3 days ago starts playing back in your head, word for word, beat by beat, and you cannot stop it. Maybe you said something awkward. Maybe they said something that hurt. Maybe nothing went wrong at all, and your brain is still running the footage. Over and over, like it is searching for something it cannot find. You tell yourself to let it go, but the replay keeps running. Why? The answer is not what you expect. It has nothing to do with weakness or anxiety or overthinking. It is about something far older, something your brain was built to do, long before language even existed. Your brain is not replaying that conversation because something went wrong. It is replaying it because your brain does not know it is over. Here is what researchers have discovered. The brain treats unresolved social interactions the same way it treats unfinished tasks. In the 1920s, a Lithuanian psychologist named Zeigarnik noticed something strange about the waiters in a Berlin cafe. They could hold enormous, complex orders in their heads with no notes, but the moment a table paid and left, those waiters could not remember a single thing about what those customers had ordered. The memory simply vanished. Zeigarnik became fascinated. She ran a series of experiments. She gave subjects a set of tasks to complete and interrupted them midway through some. What she found changed psychology forever. People remembered the interrupted tasks nearly twice as well as the ones they had finished, not because the unfinished tasks were more interesting, but because the brain had not yet closed the loop. The brain, she discovered, creates a kind of active tension around anything incomplete, a low-level alarm, a signal that keeps running in the background. This became known as the Zeigarnik Effect, and here's the part that matters for you, right now. Your brain applies this exact same mechanism to your social world. Think about what a conversation actually is to your nervous system. It is not just words. It is a survival assessment. Every time you interact with another person, your brain is quietly running a calculation. Where do I stand with this person? Am I safe? Am I accepted? Am I valued? Is there a threat here? For most of human history, those questions were not abstract. They were life or death. Your ancestors lived in small bands of 10 to 50 people. Being rejected by the group meant being cast out, and being cast out meant death. The cold, the predators, the starvation. No one survived alone, so your brain evolved an exquisitely sensitive system for tracking social status. Not just in the moment, after the moment, it would replay social encounters to extract every possible signal it might have missed. To reanalyze tone, to reconsider a pause, to wonder what that look meant. That system is still running inside you. Exactly the same as it ran inside your ancestors on the savannah. The problem is not that your brain is broken. The problem is that the modern world has given your ancient brain a problem it was never designed to solve. When a conversation ends without a clean resolution, your brain does not receive a clear signal that the loop is closed. Did that interaction go well? Are you still in good standing with that person? Is there something you need to repair? Your brain does not know. And in the absence of certainty, it does the only thing it knows how to do. It replays the event, again and again, searching for the signal it never received. Social psychologists call this the need for cognitive closure. Arie Kruglanski at the University of Maryland spent decades studying this phenomenon. His research showed that when people experience ambiguity in social situations, their minds work to resolve it at an almost obsessive level, not because they choose to, but because the brain treats social ambiguity as a genuine threat. Your nervous system does not distinguish between a vague, uncomfortable text exchange and a saber-toothed tiger. Both register as an open loop. Both trigger the same background scanning process. The difference is that with the tiger, either you escaped or you did not. The loop closes. With a conversation, especially in the age of screens and subtext and double meanings, the loop may never close at all. And there is something else happening beneath this, something even more fundamental. Psychologist Roy Baumeister at the University of Queensland has spent years researching what he calls the need to belong. His conclusion is stark. The human need for social acceptance is not a preference. It is a primary drive, as powerful as hunger or thirst. Your brain monitors your social relationships with the same intensity it monitors your body for signs of pain or threat. When a social interaction leaves you uncertain about where you stand, your brain treats it the same way your body treats a wound. It keeps sending signals. Keep attending to this. This is not resolved. You may be in danger. That is why the replay does not feel optional. It is not a choice. It is a biological alarm. And here is the counterintuitive part. The replay is not a failure of your psychology. It is a feature. It is your brain doing exactly what it evolved to do. Your ancestors who replayed social encounters, who obsessed over subtle shifts in how others treated them, who caught the early signs of rejection before it became exile, those ancestors survived. The ones who did not notice, who shrugged and moved on, who never replayed anything, many of them died in ways you will never have to. Their caution lives in you. Their hypervigilance is your inheritance. But that inheritance has a shadow side. The modern world is full of ambiguous social signals that never fully resolve. The message someone read but did not answer. The conversation that ended on a flat note. The meeting where someone seemed slightly colder than usual. The comment that got half a reaction. Your ancient brain was never designed to handle this volume of unresolved social data. So what do you actually do with this? The first thing is to recognize what is happening when the replay starts. Your brain is not torturing you. It is not punishing you for some failure. It is doing its job. It is scanning for a signal that will tell it the loop is closed. The moment you understand that, you stop fighting the replay and start working with it. Researchers studying intrusive thoughts have found that the harder you try to suppress a thought, the stronger it becomes. This is sometimes called the rebound effect, first studied by psychologist Daniel Wegner at Harvard. The instruction "do not think about a white bear" does the opposite of what it intends. Your brain hears the target first and then tries to suppress it, and in trying, keeps refreshing the exact thing you wanted to forget. The replay is the same. Trying to force yourself to stop thinking about the conversation feeds it. What actually works is giving your brain the signal it is searching for. Not more analysis. Not a verdict about whether you did something wrong. Just a clear, deliberate close to the loop. Some people do this by writing, not to process the emotions, though that matters too, but to give the brain a place to deposit the memory. Once something is written down, the brain often registers it as externally stored and reduces its grip on the internal replay. This is sometimes called cognitive offloading, and its effects on rumination have been studied extensively by researchers looking at expressive writing and emotional processing. Some people close the loop by making a concrete decision. If the conversation felt unresolved, decide what you would actually do about it, even if the answer is nothing. Your brain does not need a resolution. It needs a committed intention. A decision functions as a loop closer. It gives the background process a place to rest. Some people close the loop through physical action. A brisk walk, exercise, anything that gives the nervous system a clear signal that the threat assessment is complete and normal life has resumed. None of this erases the tendency. That part of you is ancient and it is not going anywhere, but the replay does not have to run on infinite loop just because your brain has not received a clear off signal. Here is what is true at the end of all of this. Tonight, or tomorrow, or sometime next week, a conversation you cannot quite shake is going to replay itself in your head. And when it does, you will know something your ancestors never did. You will know that the voice running that footage is not your conscience. It is not evidence of failure. It is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is 10,000 years of survival code, still running, still scanning, still searching for the signal that says you are safe, that you belong, that the loop is finally closed. The replay is not the problem. The replay is the inheritance. And now that you know what it is, you can finally hear what it has been trying to tell you.